Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. We've got a cracking night of racing coming through at Albion Park this weekend. Bonus Bonanza race night, and we're about to chat with Brendan Barnes and Shane Graham. Both of these drivers have a really strong book, so I'm keen to get their thoughts. They're just around the corner, both Brendan and Shane.
It's a great night of racing at Albion Park on Saturday night, and you can tell the carnival's getting close. Several big names stepping out. Brendan Barnes jumping in the hot seat, and he's about to go through his book of drives, and he joins us now. Brendan, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris. Thank you.
Race 2, we start with you, and OB1 is your drive here. 2 off the second row, a horse that's going well. Can he knock on the door and break through on Saturday night?
Yeah, he is going well. He was probably a little bit disappointing last start. His run prior was super, and yeah, we probably expected a little bit more from him, but that's a good little draw for him, and if he gets a good little trip, he'll run into the money.
He is a capable type. He can follow speed and he can finish off, but he is proving a little hard to catch, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He just sort of keeps finding one better than him. Every time he sort of gets his chances, one better than him, and he's probably let us down a little bit. Sort of he hasn't won a race since he's been here, but he's knocking on the door, and if everything goes right for him, he's got enough speed that he can get over the top.
Okay, so you do have options. You can either go to the inside, look for a 3-fence position, or stay one off and hopefully just get the right card into the race.
Yeah, we'll just have to play that by ear.
Okay, let's move across to race number 4. This is the Stand Start race, and you've picked up the drive here on Make Mine Memphis, a horse that we've seen here previously. He's back under the care of Bernie Hewitt. What do you make of this big guy's form?
Yeah, he brings up good form from down south. Obviously, they've brought him here for this Stand Start race with obviously the Flash and Red and the Redcliffe Cup in mind. So obviously, if that's the target, they're really happy with the way he's going.
What about the Stand Start? What are you expecting? What are you hoping for at the start?
I haven't really dove into a lot of his form and sort of seen, obviously, he's qualified. I haven't seen how he sort of began, but yeah, we'll just look to get away as good as we can and as safely as we can and just try and be somewhere handy.
It's a strong field though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for sure.
And when you look at those features that are upcoming, the Flashing Red, followed by the Redcliffe Cup, spots are going to be at a premium. Yeah, they are. There's the depth up here sort of on its own is unbelievable. We've probably got the strongest free-for-all crop we've had in some time, and then you add in the McCarthy barn with the strong team they're bringing up and plenty of other interstate raiders. Okay, but you think he'll run a good race though, Make Mine Memphis? I think so, yeah. Okay, race number 5, this is the race that features Jillaby Kung Fu. Your drivers mows him down. He's a horse with good early speed and he draws kindly here in gate 2. Is he capable of a top 3 finish? Yeah, if we can get to the fence, I think definitely, but I think we'll all be chasing Jillaby Kung Fu. That's probably the best graded horse you'll ever see, I think. He gets into that very well, but yeah, we'll all be chasing, and even top 5 will be happy. Okay, yeah, it's hard to argue with that with Jillaby Kung Fu. Do you think you can get across So Bob's Your Uncle though at the start? I think so. He's got good speed, So Bob's Your Uncle, but sort of it's obviously going to be a pretty solidly run race. Jillaby Kung Fu is obviously a very, very good horse and can run some serious time. So Bob's Your Uncle's a sit sprinter. Whether they want to get in a speed duel earlier, we'll have a good look to try and get across and look to be first one to the pegs anyway. Okay, you've got a heap of pressure to your outside with Lombo Heaven, Squire, Street Kid. They can all fly early too, can't they? Yeah, that's right. If we get first to the fence and we can just follow the pegs home, it'll be lovely. All right. We go across to race 7. This is the race of the night for mine, the 3-year-old. This is in many ways is almost a mini derby type field. Early scratching, got to go milking. Your driver's Danger Zone. He was first up since late March. He went into that Breeders' Classic fresh up, no trial. He was enormous last week. Yeah, he was terrific. We couldn't have been any happier with his run. How's he been since the run? His work during the week was very good, probably nearly as good as he's been for probably this whole campaign, and obviously the McCarthy stables bought a pretty solid one up, but yeah, I think we got the right horse. Just on this race last week with Danger Zone, he's a big leggy type, he's quite lanky and he's still improving, but maturity wise, is there an obvious improvement with him? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the best he drove last week for you? Yeah, we've chopped and changed gear with him, sort of dependent on draws and dependent on tracks, and he'd been hanging out at Redcliffe and he'd been on the fence. He wasn't handling that track at all, and we normally race him in a rainbow on the outside. Just mainly when he goes out of the gate, he wants to hang out, and around the last corner, he just wanted to hang in a little bit, and probably stopped us getting a bit closer. We probably still don't win the race, but we definitely get a bit closer. Probably could make up a little bit more ground around the corner, but that's probably a good time to learn that heading into the Winter Carnival. Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to take a good shot for the lead here?
Yeah, we'll have a good look, and I think if we can get to the fence, I'll know they're chasing him.
It is hard to sort of gauge the gate speed of Mr. Ibiza, though, isn't it?
It is for sure, and obviously they've bought him up for the derbies and bought him over from New Zealand for the derbies, so they must have a big opinion of him, and anything that the McCarthy barn brings up, you've got to take highly.
All right, but you wouldn't swap, though, after last week, I'm tipping?
No, definitely not.
All right, well, that's Danger Zone in race 7. Let's go across to race 8. Bonnie's a rockin', last start winner. Can she lead here, or is this a bit of a step up for her?
It's probably a bit of a step up. We'll probably just be happy just to do no work early and hope we can be top 5 finish.
Does the small field suit her?
Yeah, it does suit, and she follows speed well, and she was probably a surprising winner last start. We're hoping we're going to be happy with top 4, and she turned over Talent to Spare, which sort of shocked us. But yeah, she follows speed, and she won't be far away.
Hardest to beat in that race, Misdemeanor Girl from Oz?
Yeah, I think so. The barrier draws have obviously helped Misdemeanor. She's got options, and Girl from Oz is a classy mare.
Okay, race number 10. This is another race for the mares, and you're aboard the last start winner, Baker Creek. She backs up from Tuesday. She's been good overall since coming up.
Yeah, the draw's not kind to her. She's probably just lacked a little bit of consistency. There's been a few times where we thought she'd had a chance and she didn't go quite to expectations, but she's a bit of an opportunist, so the draw isn't as kind as it was, and we're not going to get the trip we got on Tuesday, but she does have a bit of speed that if sort of something happens to go her way, she'll be in the money.
Horses that look well placed include Gendon Strike. Is she the hardest to beat?
It does look that way. She can do plenty of work in her runs, and she's got great speed.
All right, well, it's a solid book of drives for you on Saturday night, but Danger Zone, is he the one you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, clearly.
All right, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
Shane Graham, as per normal, with a busy night in front of him this weekend. It's Albion Park Racing, 11 in total. Shane is with us now. Shane, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
You're engaged in the first race this weekend. Bo Chisholm, he's an old warrior, this guy, and he's got a nice trailing draw, the inside of the second row. Do you just follow the pegs here?
Yeah, that's right. He probably that's his ideal draw, you know, like tucked away. He likes it on the fence. He's racing well without luck.
Who leads this race? You're drawn to follow out 3 in Heaven, but do you think he'll hold up, or do you think he'll look for cover?
Yeah, look, I think from the draw they'll probably look to hold, you know, like he's raced well in front and he does have gate speed, you know, and he's probably realistically got the right horse following him, you know, because you wouldn't think they're in the same class, so I don't think they'd be too concerned with him on his back.
Okay, to be fair though, for Bo Chisholm, he is going a lot better than what that numerical form line suggests.
Yeah, that's right, you know, he's sort of one of those luck horses, you know, like since his fall he probably hasn't had the best of luck, and he was running into it last week until he galloped. But yeah, this is his right draw and right distance.
Okay, let's go across to race 3. Here's a horse that's absolutely flying for you, Rock Bottom. Has he been a real surprise packet for you overall? His form has been super.
Yeah, that's right. He, you know, he's even, you know, in his early years when he come over and that, he showed pretty good ability racing at Bathurst and that, and he probably had a sort of lean season there where, you know, there might have been a few little problems and that, but since he's come up here and that, you couldn't fault what he's done. You know, bad draws, good draws, he just delivers every week, so we're definitely happy he's drawn there.
Okay, how does this race play out on Saturday night, race 3? Because this front line is just loaded with speed. So the likes of Better Than Diamonds, Uncle Shank, Adam Crocker, they're all expected to charge hard early. Yeah,
that's right. You know, obviously the Turpin McMullen team have got the firepower there, you know, so they're all go-forward horses, but they all can't lead. So it'll be interesting what sort of takes place there.
Okay. Uncle Shank was the horse that beat Rock Bottom last time out. We just saw the replay there. Do you think he's the biggest threat, or is there a few there that you respect?
No, look, you know, you've got to respect them all. You know, like you've got those 3 plus, you know, there's plenty others in the race. So it's quite a quality field, really.
Okay, well, that's race number 3. Race 4's a quality field as well. This is the stand start. We're gearing up for next week's Flashing Red, the Redcliffe Cup fast approaching. Gee, there's some talent about. Yeah,
it's a good field, isn't it? You know, it's going to be the Flashing Red's going to be, you know, a hard race to get into, let alone win. So, you know, Saturday night's going to be very important for that side of things.
Yeah, in all seriousness, you could easily have 2 editions of the Flashing Red.
Oh, you could for sure, you know, like you sort of take the field Saturday night and then you know, there's probably still a handful of horses that, you know, are sitting at home in their stables that got to come to the party yet. So, yeah, it's you know, it is good. Going to be a good race.
So we've got to perform here on Saturday night. Can LL Cool J step up and deliver?
Yeah, look, he's, you know, we know what stand start races are like, and he made a real mess of it his last one. But, you know, it's probably a bit my fault, not giving him enough practice before that. So, you know, he's seen the tape more this time, and hopefully he gets away good, and he only has to sort of run like he did at Redcliffe when he ran third, and he'll be right in it.
How do you plan on driving him here on Saturday night? Given that you make a clean getaway, do you want to be aggressive? Do you just want to drive him sit sprint? What's the mindset at this stage?
No, nothing's really there. You know, first things first, we've got to step away and get away cleanly. You know, pretty much, you know, majority of the field are either having their first look at it in a while or first look. So, you know, first things first, we've got to get away, and then we'll work out, you know, plan B, C after all that.
Is he good enough to win?
Yeah, I think so. You know, he probably has been a little like hit and miss, you know, but his last run, you know, like for what distance he gave him, you know, sectionally would have been, you know, off the clock. So I think he's going good enough. It's just a matter of what happens.
Are the McCarthy horses the biggest threat?
Oh, for sure, you know, you got them ones, but, you know, like even the local horses and Bernie Hewitt's horses, they're going to be hard to beat. Like Colt 31, you know, he didn't get away last week that good, but his times would have been good if he had clocked his last mile. So, you know, it's, yeah, I don't think you could single out any one horse.
All right, well, that's a good race there on Saturday night, leading up towards those big stand-start features. Race 8 for the mares here, Witch Hunt. She draws 3, but she's got Paster inside, so that could potentially make it a little tricky.
Yeah, that's right. You know, she was very disappointing last start. She sort of didn't really give much at all, but she had a bit of a, you know, like everyone with the rain and that, probably a bit of an off week with work, so putting it down to that was her problem, but yeah, from the draw, I think it's you know, it's probably lucky it's only a small field for her.
All right, race 10 again for the mares here. Clowns to the left. She's got to overcome gate 7, but she's going well.
Yeah, she is. She is. Her last start, you know, probably you look at it and she was a little bit disappointing, but same thing, you know, there was the rain that week, so she probably didn't have a perfect sort of work resume into that run. So I think she should be a lot better this week.
How do you drive her early? Do you want to get her off the gate, or do you just sort of sit her up this weekend?
Yeah, look, she's, I think she is versatile, you know. She does have that gate speed, you know, like when you want to. So we'll just play it by ear what sort of happens to the inside. But, you know, she doesn't have to be up there and up the front end to go any good.
Okay, is Jendon Strike the horse to beat?
Yeah, I think Jendon Strike is, and, you know, they always sort of, the fave never really wins these mares races. They're quite open, so it generally comes down to luck in running.
All right, the last race 11 for the 2-year-olds. Quality race as well. Foxy 5 Your Drive, much better drawn. Can she feature?
Yeah, look, she's, you know, she's an improving type. I haven't driven her for a few starts, but yeah, the draw's probably, you know, right there for her, and hopefully, yeah, she should perform well.
Good prize money there, so it's no surprise to see a bit of quality about.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's good for the 2-year-olds, you know, like to sort of have these races on for them, you know, because they're the, you know, the start of what goes on. So we need the 2-year-olds racing for the good money.
Okay, moment of truth time now for you. Your best drive this Saturday night?
I'd have to say rock bottom.
Race 3, number 1. Shane, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
As always, a big thanks to both Brendan and Shane. We wish them well on the weekend. Time now for a good gamble on Saturday night. 11 races. As I mentioned, a cracking program, but I think the best bet comes up in race 8. Final leg of the quaddie, horse 1 Misdemeanor. A mare that's going well, a runner-up at her past 2 starts, but on Saturday night she's got the right gate and she gets the services of Luke McCarthy. So I'm going to mark her as the best bet on the card. Race 8, number 1. Remember, if you are having a bet this weekend, if you fancy a flutter, please do so responsibly. Bet with your head not over it. We'll see you trackside. 11 races here on Saturday night at Albion Park.